Hello everyone, welcome back to the ReactJS course. So last time we did another example on states. Okay, so we actually learned how to link an input to any of the state variables that we have right here. And that was our small example, small calculator if you want. Whenever you type something and you can choose whatever operation you want, you can get your result. So that was a quick example on states. And if you have any questions, something that you did not understand, please do not hesitate to put in your comments on the comment section. Okay, so today in our video we are going to learn how to perform routing in a React app. Okay, so what is routing actually? Before I start with the installation and everything, I'm gonna go to Amazon.com for example, and if we go to let's say for example, if I click on customer service or registry or gift cards, I can see that our whole website is, if you want, is rendering another page. Okay, so and we can see that the link actually here also is changing. So that is routing in React. It's if you want routing or hopping from one website or one page to another inside one application. So that's what we are going to build today in our example. So first of all, you need to go to npm.js and React and search for React Router DOM, and we are going to copy paste this. And what are packages in React? I forgot to mention that before. These are, if you want, tools or if you want, libraries that we use in our React app to build, if you want, use components from, or actually tools from these packages into our React app. So if you go to our Visual Studio Code and you go to package.json, you can see here we have these dependencies, and that's where we can see what dependencies or what libraries we're using inside of our app. Okay, we are going to use and download many of these in other videos, but our first, if you want, dependency that we're going to download is React Router DOM. I have already done this, but I'm going to show you how to do it. So you stop your React app by pressing Control C on the terminal, and then you copy paste npm I React Router DOM, press enter, and it should download, but it takes a few seconds, so don't worry. After you've done that, okay, you start your app again. So I'm gonna start again the app. We're gonna wait for the development server to start. Okay, great. Okay, so let me remove these tabs and just focus on this tab. Okay, so actually, let me go to this app.js, and we are going to import 3 important components from the React Router DOM package. Okay, so import browser router as router for simplicity. That means I'm just changing its name. I want to import route and routes from, you guessed it, React Router DOM. Okay, so if you have installed React Router DOM, you should see this React Router DOM here in the options. Okay, so in order to route from a component or a link to another in our app, we need to pack in all our application or all our React app inside of this router that we can see here. So how that is done, actually, we open up this, we import this router component, and we copy paste all our app inside of this router. Okay, so that's how it's done. Actually, if you do not do that step, you're gonna get errors. So you need to pack in your whole app inside of these 2 brackets. Okay, that's first. Second, let me remove this component one because we do not need it anymore. Okay. Second, we need to add in route inside routes inside of our routes component. So that's how it's done actually. Now, what are routes? Routes are, if you want, a definition of links that tell me if whenever I press that, let's say for example, whenever my local host is / let's say for example / customers, I want to render a specific component. Okay, so that's a definition of links, if you want, or path in our React app. So first of all, we need the components so we can defer from a website to another. So in our components folder, I have already created the 3 components, which is home.js. You just add in this h1 home just to know that we are in the home component. Shop and about, you can name it whatever you want. That's completely up to you. Okay, and then inside of our routes, we need to add in the route component that has a path of, our first one is home, and that renders the following element, which is home. So that's how we define, if you want, our links in a React app. So if I save that, and home is not defined because we have not imported home from, let me see if it, okay, home from components, and home. Okay, so we save that, and if you go back to our localhost and just type in next to the localhost /home, we can see that we have this home. That means that we are in the component home, that if you want to route in from a page to another, from a component to other, you use the power of the path. Okay, so we are gonna do the same thing for the about and shop. Okay, so that's about, and we need to render, as you guessed, the about. Okay, for it to import directly, and here we need to render the shop. Why can't we see it? Okay, no problem. Okay, just 1 second. We need to change in the path, and we need to also import shop. Exactly. Okay. So if we go back to our app, if we type in now about, excuse me, the caps lock on. Okay, about, you can see about, and if we have shop, we can see that we have our shop component. So that's how actually routing is happening. But we want something that actually persists on the screen whenever we route from something to another, which is our nav bar, if you want, the bar that actually stays on the screen whenever you go from a component to another. Okay, so what the nav bar is going to actually be sitting outside of these routes. Okay, so everything that is outside of this route and actually inside of our React app is going to be rendered on a screen when, even though we're rendering from a component to another. Okay, so let me add this nav tag, and inside of it we are going to add links. Links are actually another component from React Router DOM that whenever we press on them can take us from a path to another. So that is how it's written. So link, and we need to give it a to home. Okay, and then we name it home. And we are going to do the same thing for about and for shop. About and shop. Okay. So if you go back to our React app, we can see now that we have this navbar. Disregard now the CSS. We are going to go into this in other videos. But if I press on about, I can see that I have now the about page, and we have this path that is changing. Now we chop home, and we can see that this nav is still present on the screen because it's outside of the routes component. So that's how we did a small example, or if you want a demo, on how we use routing in React. It's a very important concept. So if you didn't understand that, please do understand. If you want, ask your questions on the comment section. Excuse me, and. In other videos, we are going to do more examples in routing, more complex examples, and we are going to introduce CSS in our next videos so we can have a clean website and components. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.